Imagine, a scientist deep within NASA's research facility stares at a screen. His eyes widen. The data he's looking at isn't just unusual, it's impossible. A strange signal, an anomaly from deep space, a discovery that could change everything. But instead of celebrating, the information is classified, locked away, hidden from the public. Why? What is NASA keeping from us? For decades, NASA has been at the forefront of space exploration, sending probes, rovers, and telescopes into the vast unknown. But beyond the official press releases and public statements, many believe the agency is sitting on explosive secrets, proof of alien life that has never been fully disclosed. Documents leaked by former employees, unexplained space anomalies, and cryptic statements from astronauts all suggest that there's more going on than we're told. Take, for instance, the infamous WOW signal, a powerful, unexplained radio transmission detected by SETI in 1977. It lasted for 72 seconds, and its intensity was unlike anything ever recorded. Astronomers searched for its source but found nothing. The signal never repeated. To this day, its origin remains a mystery. But here's the strange part. NASA barely acknowledged it. Why would the agency responsible for exploring space not pursue such an incredible lead? Could it be that they already knew something we didn't? Then there's the case of Apollo 11's secret transmission. When Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin landed on the moon in 1969, millions watched as history unfolded. But according to some sources, there was a brief moment when NASA's live feed was mysteriously cut off. Radio enthusiasts claim to have intercepted a separate transmission, one where Armstrong allegedly described other spacecraft watching them from the crater's edge. NASA denies it, of course, but decades later, Apollo astronaut Edgar Mitchell, who walked on the moon during Apollo 14, made a shocking claim. "We are not alone." He insisted that NASA had evidence of extraterrestrial life, but was hiding it from the public. And what about the Mars anomalies? In 1976, NASA's Viking lander took a series of images of the Martian surface. One of them showed what appeared to be a colossal humanoid face staring up from the planet's surface. Scientists dismissed it as a trick of light and shadow, but in the years that followed, more strange objects were spotted on Mars, pyramid-like structures, unexplained, moving rocks, and even what some claim looks like artificial ruins. NASA's response: just natural formations. But how many coincidences does it take before we start asking real questions? But perhaps the biggest mystery of all is Oumuamua. In 2017, astronomers detected an object hurtling through our solar system. It was unlike anything we'd ever seen, long, cigar-shaped and moving in ways that defied natural physics. Some scientists, including Harvard astrophysicist Avi Loeb, suggested it wasn't just a space rock, but possibly an alien probe. NASA, however, dismissed the idea, calling it a natural interstellar object. But here's the problem. No one can explain why Oumuamua accelerated as it left our solar system. It behaved more like a spacecraft, adjusting its course than a comet or asteroid. Are these just coincidences, misinterpretations, or is there a larger truth being kept from us? NASA has always been careful with its words, never fully confirming nor denying the possibility of extraterrestrial life. But as we push further into space, the evidence continues to pile up. Could it be that we're being prepared, slowly and subtly, for the biggest revelation in human history? NASA's censored discoveries and whistleblower testimonies. If NASA has nothing to hide, why do so many former employees and astronauts hint at a deeper truth? Over the years, countless insiders have come forward with shocking claims, stories of hidden files, altered images, and encounters that defy explanation. Could all of them be wrong? Or is there a hidden narrative that we're only beginning to uncover? Let's talk about Dr. Norman Berggren, a former NASA scientist and engineer who worked on the Voyager missions. Before his passing, he made a chilling statement. There are enormous alien spacecraft stationed near Saturn's rings. He claimed that NASA had undeniable proof of massive, intelligent structures in space, but deliberately kept them from the public. He even pointed to strange photographic evidence taken by Voyager 1 and 2, showing elongated objects orbiting Saturn. Were they just glitches in the images, or were they something much more advanced? Then there's Donna Hare, a former NASA contractor who worked at the Johnson Space Center. She testified under oath that she had personally seen photographs of the moon that contained clear evidence of artificial structures, bases, towers, even spacecraft. But every time such an image was discovered, it was airbrushed before being released to the public. She described a secretive process where NASA employees were ordered to remove anything that could suggest intelligent life beyond Earth. If her claims are true, then NASA's deception runs deeper than we ever imagined. And what about Bob Dean, a former U.S. Army Command Sergeant Major with high-level clearance? He revealed that NASA has a classified archive known as the Cosmic Top Secret Files, documents that allegedly contain irrefutable evidence of extraterrestrial contact. According to Dean, these files include detailed reports of UFO sightings by astronauts, unexplained objects captured by space probes, and, most disturbingly, evidence of non-human entities. If such records exist, why haven't they been declassified? Even NASA astronauts, some of the most highly trained and trusted individuals on the planet, have hinted at an extraordinary cover-up. Gordon Cooper, a Mercury astronaut and one of the first men in space, openly admitted to seeing UFOs during his military service. He described an incident where a flying saucer landed at an Air Force base, an event filmed and later confiscated by U.S. authorities. Cooper was clear. "I know that UFOs are real because I've seen them." Then there's Buzz Aldrin, the second man on the moon. He once described an unidentified object following Apollo 11 as they traveled toward the lunar surface. NASA dismissed it as a reflection or space debris, but Aldrin himself seemed unconvinced. Years later, he mentioned a peculiar structure on Phobos, one of Mars's moons. He called it a monolith and suggested that its origins were unknown. His exact words, "Who put that there, the universe or someone? It's not just individuals speaking out. NASA's own space missions have captured bizarre anomalies." The STS-75 space shuttle mission in 1996 was conducting an experiment when a long tether broke loose, drifting into space. What happened next stunned scientists. Hundreds of unknown objects, pulsating with light, began swarming around the tether. The footage, broadcasted live, was immediately met with speculation. Were these ice particles, as NASA claimed, or was this the closest we've ever come to filming an actual fleet of UFOs in space? Even more recently, pilots and military officials have reported UAPs, unidentified aerial phenomena, a term the U.S. government now uses instead of UFOs. In 2020, NASA officially acknowledged that it would begin investigating UAPs, marking a dramatic shift from its previous stance. But why now? Could it be that disclosure is happening slowly, in controlled steps? Consider this. If humanity suddenly learned that we are not alone, that we've never been alone, what would happen? Widespread panic? Religious upheaval? A complete collapse of our understanding of history? Perhaps NASA isn't hiding the truth for selfish reasons, but to prevent chaos. But the evidence is becoming too overwhelming to ignore. And as private space companies like SpaceX and Blue Origin push deeper into space, the day may come when NASA can no longer control the flow of information. What happens then? The inevitable disclosure. Are we ready for the truth? If NASA has been concealing the truth about extraterrestrial life, one thing is certain. The secrecy can't last forever. With new space missions, advanced telescopes, and even private companies exploring beyond Earth, the evidence is building. But the real question isn't whether aliens exist, it's whether we're prepared to handle the truth. Think about the James Webb Space Telescope, JWST, one of the IMA's most powerful observatories ever built. Launched in 2021, it has already detected strange chemical signatures in the atmospheres of exoplanets, some of which resemble biological processes. In 2023, JWST found carbon-based molecules on K2-18b, a distant planet in the habitable zone of its star. Scientists speculate that this world could have an ocean, and potentially even life. If we are already detecting the building blocks of life outside our solar system, what else has NASA found? Then there's the Europa Clipper mission, set to launch in the coming years. Its goal? To investigate Europa, one of Jupiter's moons, which has a subsurface ocean beneath its icy crust. Many scientists believe this ocean could harbor alien microbes, or even complex organisms. If we find life there, it will confirm that Earth is not unique, and that life can emerge anywhere. And what about Enceladus, Saturn's icy moon? NASA's Cassini spacecraft captured images of massive plumes of water vapor erupting from its surface. Inside those plumes, organic molecules, suggesting that life could be thriving beneath its frozen shell. NASA has the data, but has been unusually quiet about what it means. But perhaps the most startling revelation is the US government's shifting stance on UFOs. In 2020, the Pentagon declassified 3 videos captured by Navy pilots showing flying objects that defied physics. In 2021, the Office of the Director of National Intelligence, ODNI, released a report confirming that over 140 UFO encounters remained unexplained. And in 2023, former intelligence officials testified before Congress, stating that the government has recovered non-human biologics from crashed UFOs. If governments are finally acknowledging UFOs, could NASA be preparing for full disclosure? Let's think about this logically. If NASA were to announce tomorrow that they had definitive proof of alien life, how would the world react? Some would celebrate, thrilled by the idea that we are not alone. Others would be terrified, questioning everything they thought they knew about reality, religion, and human existence. Governments could lose control. Mass hysteria could erupt. Could this be why NASA has been so cautious? Instead of revealing everything at once, are they slowly conditioning us? Through small leaks, subtle hints, and controlled releases of information, the growing acceptance of UAPs, the search for biosignatures, the increasing number of whistleblowers, it all points to a future where the truth can no longer be denied. So the real question is not whether NASA is hiding proof of alien life. The real question is, are we ready to accept it? What do you think? Is NASA keeping secrets from us, or are they trying to protect humanity from a truth we're not yet prepared to handle? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. And if you enjoyed this deep dive into the unknown, don't forget to like and subscribe for more mind-blowing revelations, because one day soon, the truth might no longer be a secret.